Title. We going in now. We'll
okay.
Then to Gerard too.
Yeah, I saw it.
All right.
Okay. Yeah, I saw it.
I think we live now. All right. What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of A Day in the Life of Corey. We got Mr. William Matthews in the building.
Good evening.
Not we ourselves. And I'm just gonna let him take over. I think we live now. All right.
Yeah, man. I'm just
What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of A Day in the Life of
getting
Corey.
feedback from your end, Corey.
Hold on a second. I know we got Mr. William Matthews in the building. Good evening. All right.
Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Yeah, I'm here for the Q&A for anybody that have questions about Not We Ourselves, the movement, as I like to say, but also the products that we have. More importantly, for most people, any questions you have about the Seamoss Gel, the Elderberry Syrup. We good, or should I stop? Okay, I'll stop. Corey, you can still hear me though, right?
Yep.
Okay,
yep.
Perfect.
Get back to my headphones. I mean, is it coming through clear on your end?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. Here we go. All right, I got the screen pulled up. Put my phone on mute. All right, Will, where you want to start, man?
Man, wherever you want to start at, I'm good.
All right, well, I guess go ahead and introduce yourself.
Yep. So I'm William with Not We Ourselves. We are a company based in Baltimore. We focus on health and wellness. We have products that we sell, and we also do consultations. And so the origin of the name of our business comes from Psalms 100 verse 3. And it simply says that for he has created us and not we ourselves. And so I heard that many, many years ago, and it stuck with me. And we used it as our tag back in the early homeschooling days. That was our tag, and it's been our thing ever since. And we started to make products based upon our own health and wellness movement in our household ourselves. And from that, we started to have opportunities to help others, to educate others, and to bring them along the path that we were walking on. And that continues to progress to the point where we almost were forced to start selling products that we have because they were effective for us. And we started to make those products for other people. And we're very excited about the opportunity to be in the health and wellness industry and to have, someone's eczema be cured, someone understand how to eat properly, how to combat the cold and flu with elderberry syrup, and just in general understand how to cleanse the temple, both physically and spiritually. So that's a little bit about us, and we're just here to answer any questions about our products, how they work, what they're good for, where do we ship to, etc.
Okay. I'm sorry, Will. I'm in here editing the title. Okay, so go ahead and talk about the ones that you actually sent me, the ones that everybody had questions about.
Sure. So I sent you the Seamoss Gel, and if you in health or wellness or on social media at all, you've definitely seen Seamoss Gel over the last at least 6 to 9 months. But Seamoss Gel, Seamoss comes in different forms. Some people call it Chongus crispus, but it's sea life basically, and it comes in different forms and in different colors. And essentially, the way I like to explain it is this. I ask people, do you know what's in the IV? It is my belief and understanding that any water that you get naturally on the planet Earth has three main ingredients in it. That is water, that is salt, and minerals. So when you go to the hospital and they say that you're dehydrated, they're going to give you the IV. Well, the IV has a saline solution in it. And the reason it has salt inside of the water is because it will hydrate you the quickest, because it's the most natural way that water comes in any form that we will be able to obtain it here on Earth. So that's the preferred way. And so Seamoss essentially is like that. It's going to hydrate you, and it's going to provide all the benefits that water does. Plus it has additional minerals inside of it. So it's going to hydrate. Oh, I got some feedback on your end, Corey. But it's going to hydrate. It's going to reduce mucus. It's going to help your joints, because a lot of the issues that we have is because we have a lack of water. One of the biggest issues we have is we do not drink enough water. So here's my spiel on water. And I read a book many years ago. It says, you're not sick, you're thirsty. Dr. F something. It's an Indian name. And if anybody's ever read that book or been in this health and wellness field, they've at least heard of it. But the way I explain it is this: if you think about yourself and you can see a picture of yourself, your reservoir when you're born is here, your reservoir of water. And so every day you have an activity, you breathe, you expel water, you sweat, you expel water. So you have to replenish it. And so you can replenish it directly with water or with fruits and vegetables, because they are high in water. They're high concentrations of water. But as we don't replenish the way we should, we don't drink enough water, don't eat enough fruits or vegetables that day, and we eat things that will drain us of water, and we need more water to process, the reservoir starts to come down. And so in each level that it comes down, it starts to affect the body because it's not properly hydrated. So we're thinking about oil in your car. If you don't have enough oil for the engine of your car, it's not going to function properly. You're going to start to burn the gears down, and eventually it's going to be in a really bad state. So you got to keep yourself replenished. That's our job. We come born with the allotment that we need, and it's our job to keep ourselves replenished full of water. And if we don't, we see the effects of it. So, that's one of the major things in starting to get into health and wellness, is to understand that you really are a lot of times not sick. You're really just thirsty. And then understanding the difference between hunger pains, and a desire or a need to drink water. So it's a lot to talk about. But yeah, so Seamoss Gel is one of the things that was in your box. You also had Elderberry Syrup, which is amazing. Some people have never, ever had a flu shot because they take care of their bodies, and others because they take elderberry syrup every season where the flu season is about to begin, it's even debatable whether or not there's an actual flu season, or it is a lack of water, a lack of sunlight, and an increased intake of sugar. But we can talk about that a little bit later. So elderberry syrup is amazing for fighting colds and flus. I tell people, if you're in line with your body and in tune with your body, you'll notice what it does right away. But if you're not, but you're sick, just starting, or in the middle of it, and you take some elderberry, within 24 hours, you will notice an 80% difference in how you feel, how your symptoms are affecting you, because that's just one of the wonderful things that the Most High has created. So you had elderberry syrup, which is great for cold and flu. That's not all it does, but that's like its claim to fame is, if you were sick and I handed you some, but so the Seamoss and the elderberry is also the combination that helped Baby Hustles get rid of her eczema. So it also does a lot more internally. Do I need to stop or keep going?
Go ahead. I wanted to I know. So you mentioned two of them so far. Educate them on the mucus, why it's so important that you do have the right water intake, and the minerals from the sea moss and all that different stuff, and what the elderberry does on that.
Yeah, mucus is your body attempting to get rid of disease that's starting to creep up on your body. And it's something that you don't want in your body. And if you pay attention to what's going on, you'll notice that you eat certain things and you have an increased amount of mucus. It's not good for your body. It's going to cause inflammation. It's going to cause disease, etc., because it is your body's response to unnatural things, too much of a good thing, so to speak, being in your body. And it's almost like a quarantine effect, but it needs to be expelled. So your body tries to put it to the outermost parts as much as it can of your body so that you can spit it out, so it can come out of your nose, etc. But one of the easiest ways to get it out is to hydrate. Now the body can get rid of it because the body wants to get rid of it. So it prepares it for release or to dismiss it. And we can help it along by making sure that we hydrate appropriately. We also can keep the mucus down. So yeah, mucus is a killer. Mucus it will destroy you. And mucus comes from sugars, from fried foods, artificial, everything brings about mucus. Most of the American diet is heavy in the fact that it causes mucus to be a part of what, how we live. Right. And I don't say that as though, I've not experienced it because I do. But once you get in tune with your body, even when you fall off, you almost can't fall that far because it would be like intentionally punching yourself in the face repeatedly. Not many of us is going to do that. There might be a crazy few, but most of us can't just continuously punch ourselves in the face. And so once you have cleansed your body and you recognize how the body works and you set those alarms off in your body, now you can't just bypass them easily. You can. I'm not going to say you can't, but you're going to notice, hey, this literally just caused mucus on me. This caused me to get the itis, as we say. I probably should leave that alone. Once you get in tune with your body, you know exactly what's going on. And so now it's just a matter of will you exercise that self-control and do the things that are beneficial to your body, or will you continue to hurt yourself? It's a lot of memes that go around and say you either are feeding the disease or you're attempting to kill the disease with everything you put in your mouth. So, yeah, I think I answered your question.
Right. Yep. Definitely. And so it was the elderberry, Seamoss, and then the golden milk.
Yeah. So golden milk is turmeric based. It's a plant based milk. So it varies from coconut, from walnut, pecan, hemp, etc. And it is great. It is turmeric based. It's a plant based milk that we have made into a smoothie. It's a traditional Indian drink that is often taken as a tea that I've made into a smoothie that is amazing for inflammation. Of course, because of the turmeric itself, but also because of the other things that we put in there. And it is amazing for inflammation, for rheumatism, for arthritis. Had amazing results from it. You can check that out on my IG. You can check it out on some of my upcoming YouTube videos as well as the podcast. NotWeOurselves on all platforms. NotWeOurselves on Anchor as well as where the podcast will be hosted at.
Right. First episode of that? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Tonight, tomorrow,
maybe tonight.
Next
so
week? Okay. No, just one. Okay.
Don't the next week. I caught that.
Oh no, I'm asking this is next week.
No,
because we're waiting on it because a lot of people been asking about it. That's the reason why we're doing the Q&A, guys, because I had a lot of people reach out and ask different questions. That way he can answer some of the questions. I'm gonna ask you some of the questions they asked. I'll tell you what. You just go ahead and address some of the concerns that they had about
some of the
yeah. So the shipping. What point you want to get into that?
Sure. Let me go through everything that was.
But just go through everything. Just do it in your order. I'm letting you take over. So do your thing.
What was in your box was the elderberry, the Seamoss, and the golden milk. And so the golden milk again is great for inflammation, great for rheumatism and arthritis. Recently had a friend of mine's, Matt, try it out. He's a workout enthusiast and a bodybuilder, and he has delayed onset muscle soreness. It definitely works on that. It took it away. He didn't have the delayed onset muscle soreness. He was able to work out longer. He was able to work out more. So much so he had a similar experience that you had when you first had it, which was it worked, but he felt like it worked too fast. So is it really real? Was that real? But after 2 or 3 days, it's like, okay, that's no longer a fluke. Like, I feel amazing. My recovery time is faster. But if you have an inflammation on your knees, on your ankles, in your hands, etc., you need a dietary change, period.
Mm.
B, increase your water intake. And C, get you a product, something like Golden Milk, and see what it'll do for you. And you and your sister also made it a big thing for me because you were the next set of people that really had a great experience with it. That, you know, you had your, is it knee or hip pain?
Knee and hip, but mainly the knee. And I was going to talk about that, because real bad motorcycle accident, 2003, December 29, 2003. Real bad motorcycle accident. I crushed my femur, banged my knee up real bad. My leg been about, left leg about 90 degrees right now. Pelvis bone fractured and 2 bones in my hand. And man, when I took this, you remember me telling you, I was like, I think I feel better, but I don't know I feel better. But
let me interject, Corey. I was going to say, so everything he's about to say, I actually do have a podcast with Corey that's going to be on our platform as well. But go ahead.
Yeah, it was weird because I'm like, okay, I feel better. I'm like, not in my mind, I'm not thinking about the milk. I'm just like, okay, I feel better. I just didn't have the information, the tingling sensation and aching. It's been actually after I took the first time, like I hadn't really had that problem at all. Like I found myself taking Advil and I don't like to take medicine. So when I'm taking medicine, it's got to the point where it's bad, I wait till it get real bad, but I just hadn't had those days, since I want to say, what was it, back in the summer? I know it was back in the summer when I got my first, it was back in the summer.
I'd have to look.
And I don't even think I took the very first one. I didn't even take the full dosage. I just took like a half because I gave the other half to my sister, right?
Did you give it to her or did she take it?
Well, no, I told her she could have half. Okay, I was wanting her to try it out. Yeah, I wanted her to try it out. Because, I mean, I'm going to tell y'all, man, like the last box that I got, man, it was so great. I mean, it's like a smoothie. That's why I was able to just chug it. And it was like one of those things where my sister had hers, and I was getting mad because she wouldn't let me have hers. Because I'm like, you waiting, and I know you're going to get into that too. And I'm like, I was trying to drink hers. I mean, it tastes, it's good. It's actually really good. That's one of the few things I've taken that's healthy for you that actually tastes really well.
Yeah, it's not necessarily for everybody, like anything else. Like some people love peas and some people hate peas. But if you like it and you're okay with the taste and the texture, you're probably going to really like it. But for sure, we make it for the purpose of helping you, but also we want it to taste good. And we believe that those two are not necessarily incompatible. Sometimes you just need your bitters. Like we have bitters that we're going to put on the website, which is just certain herbs that are bitter that you need to alkalize your body, and you need it to offset all the other things that we eat. And so, in that instance, it's bitter for a reason, and you need that. But not everything has to be, that bitter or not palatable for it to be effective. And so that's one of the great blessings about the product, is the fact that it is not only good for you, but a lot of people enjoy the taste. And your video was gold, man. Like I was telling somebody, you could fake that for sure, but not a lot of people could just down that and their face never break like, oh, this is disgusting, but I'm gonna do it because that's my guy. No, that was real.
Yeah,
so
well, you
appreciate that.
You think about turmeric. I think that's what it's called.
Yeah.
So I don't cook,
some say turmeric, some say turmeric.
Whatever it is, you think about that. And I'm gonna be honest, like for me, that was something I just learned about this year, I think. Like, I'm sorry. On YouTube videos, I see overseas where they do a whole lot of cooking with it, with pretty much everything. And I want to say that's in India or somewhere. Pretty much everything.
India, they put Africa, it's their curries, yes.
And then when I was wondering about, okay, I keep seeing this like a reddish color, I think, whatever color it is. But I remember smelling it. I'm like, okay. And I'm like, he telling me it's going to be in a drink. Like, okay. But I tested it out and oh yeah. I don't know how you blend it, but I do know, did you say yours is just like completely plant-based?
Yeah, it's plant-based. There's no cow's milk in it. So it's going to be coconut, it's going to be walnut, pecan, etc. Whatever we can source at the time.
Right. And there's no
preservatives.
Right. I was about to say that. Yep, I was about to say
no preservatives. So that's an issue for shipping. Like in a perfect world, we would be at a brick and mortar store where you can just roll up and get what you need. And that's preferred. However, because of how effective it has been, we were forced to have to start shipping it outside of Maryland and outside of Baltimore and outside of the DMV. And so we have been able to develop a shipping process where we can get it to you within 2 days. But that's only if we only ship on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and we only ship the big box because we didn't want to have it a la carte. It'd be too much to manage the inventory, to send 1 here, 2 here, 3 here, 4 here, simply because it's not something that can sit, and everything is made to order. Everything has a shelf life, so we don't want it sitting around. So we make it to order as much as we can. When we anticipate some orders, we'll make some things in advance because we take it ourselves, and so it'll never go to waste. However, for the most part, it's made to order. When things are rolling, we make a little bit more in advance with anticipation. But it's not like we could make 100 jars of Seamoss that have a 30, 45, sometimes even 60-day shelf life. However, it's not a wise business move to just have it sitting. So, you make it as the orders come in.
One thing you didn't mention about the Seamoss also, face mask. Now I hadn't tried it yet, but my sister was like almost scared me one day when she was talking. She started. I'm like, okay, but you can go ahead and explain it.
No, Seamoss, I do it. Seamoss has a face mask. You will notice an instant difference, and if nothing else, your skin will be tighter and softer.
She definitely don't believe me. Tighten up like crazy.
This story is on another podcast I have with one of my customers who really pushed our brand further because she came to us with inflammation and issues, and she was a runner. You can listen to that on the podcast again. Look for us at NotWeOurselves on Anchor. I forget the other affiliates, but you'll find us on Anchor, and look out for that podcast. It's coming soon. But so we helped her with her ability to continue to run and with her inflammation, etc. And in the process of helping and forging that relationship, we offered her Seamoss. I didn't get a chance to tell her exactly what it was. She used it. She went to YouTube, said, okay, I'm gonna try it as a face mask. She did. I think she might even had a husband do it, etc. Did it as a face mask. She goes to work the next day, right? One of her coworkers that she works with on a regular basis stops her and was like, man, your makeup is amazing. She says, I don't have any makeup. She's like, come on now. Your makeup is amazing. Who did it? She repeats, I don't. She says, well, what are you doing? Because your skin is radiant. She said, I used some Seamoss gel. The lady called me instantly. I didn't actually get the call, so I still have the voicemail saved. She called me instantly. She said, listen, I'm here with your friend. She said she has your products. Her face is amazing. It looks radiant. Please give me a call expeditiously. So yes, as a face mask, yeah, it's like going to the spa in your house. It's going to tighten up on your skin. You rinse it off. Yeah. And that's why your sister was yelling. So, for a woman, that's a big thing.
Yeah, I guess it's just something else happening that normally doesn't happen whenever you're using whatever you're using.
Not that fast. Not that fast, because it's going to hydrate your skin. Yeah.
Is it that fast? I didn't realize it. Yeah. I should try it tonight. I don't know why I hadn't, but yeah. I just want to let you know, I'm looking at the live chat on a different screen. Mr. Secure the Bag said, placing my order soon, should have been. It's never too late. Right, it's never too late. And then Candace, she said, health is your wealth, most definitely. And then I think it's Priscilla Lester.
Priscilla.
Priscilla.
No,
okay.
Priscilla, that's the lady right there.
Oh, okay.
That's
okay.
her.
She said, that's me. I love to see my. Okay. Yeah, definitely. Okay. Yep. Thanks for joining us, guys.
Appreciate y'all being here.
Candace say she need to try the mask. So yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, you talked to Candace one time, I think. So yeah, you remember Candace.
You won't be disappointed. Yeah. You won't be disappointed. It's definitely going to tighten up your skin. You're going to notice the difference. You really are, and people will notice the difference.
Mr. Secure the Bag, where are you located? If you don't mind me asking. Oh, yeah, go ahead, Will.
Yeah. So my bad. If I'm looking down, I'm looking at YouTube on this other phone over here. But yeah. So where was I at, Corey? Remind me.
We were talking about the face mask, and what's her name? Priscilla, I guess. Priscilla. Yeah. Put in the chat what it did for you, if you don't mind, Miss Lester. I think it's the last name, Miss Lester.
Priscilla Lassiter.
Lester. Yeah. Lester. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
But yeah, so we have other products out there as well. But yeah, in your box, you had the elderberry, you had the Seamoss, and you had the golden milk. You didn't have melanin milk this time, but yeah, those are the ones that you had in your box.
Right. And then you have all type of teas also, right?
Yeah, we have different herbal teas. We got about 5 on the site now. We have one we call Bee Berry, which features elderberry, bilberry, hibiscus, and shashandra berry, to name a few.
Yeah, stuff I never heard of, but yeah. I always tell you that, like, I'm amazed at some of the stuff that you talk about, like the knowledge that you have. Because you sent one of my customers. What did you send her? You sent her some teas, I think, right?
Yeah, I sent her some bee berry and as well as some golden milk and probably elderberry syrup.
Okay. Yeah.
But we walk past so many things that we don't recognize what they are. Like
right.
for a minute, I didn't realize that I have a mulberry tree in my backyard. Like I'm looking at it, but it didn't dawn on me. And then I just looked it up one day and I was like, wait. So I have a maple and a mulberry tree, mulberry trees are found a lot in the northeast of the United States. You find mulberry trees, and if you're from Baltimore, the northeast, what you'll remember as a kid and even now is walking past a stained pavement that looks like it's black, but really what it was a bunch of mulberries falling to the ground and people walking and stepping on them, and so the pavement looks black, but it's really like a deep, rich purple type of thing.
Right, I remember talking about that.
Yeah, man. I always say if I fell on hard times, at least for one season, I'm gonna eat good. You might look at me like I'm crazy, but I'm gonna be in that tree with a bag. And some people make mulberry pies. But yeah, people don't realize like you got a great source of vitamins, and you can take the leaves of the mulberry tree, which I have, and use them as a tea.
What is the health benefits of that?
I knew you was going to ask me that, and I don't know the
answer I don't know. Okay.
I knew you was going to ask me. I'm like, he's going to ask me what's the benefit.
Yeah, I don't know.
But it has a lot of it has a lot of benefits. You can look it up, but you might look in your backyard or look around and not realize that you have something there that is highly beneficial to your health and wellness. Like we call dandelions weeds. We call dandelion weeds, but they're not. So dandelion is great for the liver. One of the greatest things you can take, dandelion root especially, and the whole leaf, the stem, everything is good for medicinal purposes. But we call it a weed because we don't know. We basically call things weeds when we can't identify it or they are invasive. They take over. But the reason that they take over is because we need it. We all, if you had a dog, know anything about dogs, you know that when they're sick, they go and eat some type of grass, some type of herb.
Yeah, our dog does that all the time. Both of them. As soon as their stomach is not settled, they go eat some. You're right. Definitely right.
And so we should follow their lead because they're not second guessing themselves. They don't care who's looking. They know this is going to help me, and they go straight to it. You know what I mean? At least in that area, we should follow their lead that, there is healing in the leaves. The scriptures teaches us that the healing, that the herbs will be for the healing of the nation. So we can use them in many, 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 many ways.
And the dandelion, you make a tea out of it, if I'm not mistaken. I read somewhere where it's good for sinus and stuff like that.
It's good for a lot of different things, but the number one thing that is good for, above all else, I believe, is for your liver. That and cerasee, some people call it cerasee, some people call it bitter melon. You may have seen something at the store that looks like it's a prickly cucumber. It's bitter melon. It is, and some people call the root and the stem cerasee in Jamaica and the Caribbean, and it is excellent for your liver as well. But yes, we do have a tea. It's called Three Kings that features dandelion, and all of those. Everything that's in that tea works on your liver because your liver is the number one organ for blood purification, to help you produce bile so that you can go to the bathroom, etc. So it's not up on the site yet, but it is coming. We just got to get our packaging together. But yeah, the Three Kings tea, and we also have what we call Three Kings and a Queen. So we have another herb, that we put with that adds even more to the potency of what it does.
Wow. See, you got stuff I didn't even know you had. So I'm sure you got some more that you hadn't really named right now, but yeah.
Yeah, it's just, man, it's so much. And, we got other things that we do as a family as well. This is just one branch of it. And that's not a brag or anything like that. Like,
no, that's a good thing, especially as a family. Yeah, that's definitely a good thing.
Yeah. And all these things we use and we make, and it's not, It's not just for, and nothing is wrong with merchandising. Don't get me wrong, but that's not where it started from. It started from, hey, this is what condition I have going on. This is what I need to do. You know, when I was dealing with cholesterol and I had to, you know, make sure I started changing my diet, drinking more water, B, taking garlic supplements, and then getting to eating raw garlic. And then I used to make garlic water. I literally crush some cloves, put it in my water. Yeah, well, it ain't for everybody, but
I could stomach it if I had to, but I'm just like, wow.
Hey man, when the switch get turned on and you know that the options are out there, and if you could just exercise some self-control that you can heal yourself, or that the Most High can heal you through the natural things, you get locked in. So from all of that to where we are now, I was just looking at our original labels, and you know, we've only been doing this officially for 9 months, maybe a year. But we've been doing it unofficially.
Tell them how many years y'all had experience in doing this. Like
a long time.
Yeah.
At least a decade, at least, but probably more.
Right.
My oldest daughter is 24, so at least a decade.
Right. Yeah. Because I remember you telling me about some of the what was it? Something your wife cooked without the oil for however much period of time.
Oh yeah, that's a whole.
I know it's a whole different thing. I know.
No. Whatever you might think about me in terms of health and wellness, and if you heard me talk about things I've done or know about fasting and all of that, man, she's done some things that don't compare. Yeah, so no oil cooking for 6-9 months.
Yeah, I remember you talking. It was a long time.
Like you saying that, it comes off the tongue kind of smooth. But bro, no oil.
Yeah, I remember you talking about that. Yeah, that's crazy.
But when you need to do a deep healing, and when you need to cleanse yourself, it's possible. But can you exercise the self-control necessary to get to that point? And that's the question for all of us.
I'm gonna go to the chat just for a second, Will.
Yes, sir.
So I think I told you Candace said I need to try the mask, and then you got Mr. Secure the Bag. He's in Baltimore. It's Chris. He said, "What's going on, Will?" I'm assuming that's somebody you definitely know.
Oh yeah, that's my bro.
That's the guy. The bodybuilder. I'm assuming.
No. This is a guy I used to work with.
Okay.
He doing his thing as well. He jumping into the entrepreneur world as well.
Congratulations, man.
Yeah, Mr. Debonair Beards is one of the brands. I know his daughter has a brand, and they do lip gloss and some stuff. And I believe his wife has a clothing line. So
they do a lot of social media, or I guess he can tell me on there because we can.
Put your information. Put your information in the chat, man. We definitely. Once I get on the YouTube like I'm supposed to, and I'm doing my lives, man.
If I'm on there, you on there. So
definitely will have you on. Yeah. Somebody asked about
I'm gonna let you go ahead. I asked Miss Priscilla, I think.
Miss Davis. Miss Davis is the one I see. How do you recommend the golden milk is taken? So you can drink it like a smoothie. You can but we say 3 days from the time you get it. So once you get it, the clock starts to ticking because we don't put any preservatives in it. Now, you may be able to keep it 5 to 7 days, but we can't guarantee it but for 3 days. And you drink it like you would drink a smoothie. I will say that Miss Priscilla, when she first took it, we gave her the equivalent of the big box, and we sent her 3 large 32-ounce containers full of golden milk. But she maybe got hers a day later than she should have. So she had to chug them down, which she did because she loves coconut water, and she would be happy to tell anybody that asked her because she loves coconut water. But so she took a big dosage at one time. But then you also have Corey, who only had 1 16-ounce bottle. You have his sister who had 1 16-ounce bottle, who both had amazing results with inflammation. Corey's was a little bit longer lasting. His sister's was short-lived, but still significant. As you will hear her talk about, because we did a podcast episode as well. Her pain went from that was averaging a 7 out of 10 daily. She had no pain for 4 days. Now it came back on the 5th day, full disclosure, but still that was just off of a 16-ounce bottle. Like she didn't have a whole shipment. She hasn't had a regular routine regimen. That was just off of one bottle. So you can drink it, Miss Davis, as a just as you would drink any smoothie. The biggest thing we recommend is to, get through it within 3 days. And yeah, 3 days. 3 days, but it could last longer. So hopefully I answered your questions.
I'm gonna say something right quick while you're looking at that. Ours did last longer than that because I didn't get a chance to take it right away. But I'm not telling you guys to do it. I would say take it away. He telling you to take it. I want to say 5 days. It had to be at least 4 or 5 days.
Yeah.
I want to say before. Yeah, I actually took it. So yeah. And that's after transit, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Might not be that long, but it was a while though.
Yeah, for sure. So again, it can last that long, but it's just not recommended. We can't stand behind it that long. We don't want to tell you, hey, you can keep it for 7 days. Then you call me on the 6th day when you just decide to open it and say, hey man, it went bad. What are you doing?
I'll let you get back to the chat.
Yeah, she's Miss Davis said, what would be a regiment that you're speaking about for a sister? She just, so it literally, she had one of the golden milks that I sent to Corey originally. He had elderberry, Seamoss, 2 golden milks and 2 melanin milks. She took one of his for her back issue. Well, she took it, to try it and she liked it. But what she didn't realize is that it was going to help her back issue. So she simply just had 1 16-ounce jar of golden milk.
There was more so at the time, she was just wanting to test it. She smelled it. She wanted to test it because it was actually, I think it was originally going to be for me to take both of them. But
yes.
She decided she wanted one. So, she smelled it. She was like, oh, yeah, so. And it just happened to have some benefits for her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so my thing is to educate yourself. I believe in the 80-20 rule. Like, I'm not a vegan, not planning on being a vegan, don't have anything against them per se, but I don't agree with all of their ideologies and philosophies. Not to bash them, just a simple disagreement. But I am try to practice 80-20. 80% fruits and vegetables, 20% meat. Unfortunately, the food business is a business and an industry. So our ancestors couldn't eat the 80-20 in the opposite way, 80% meat and 20% fruits and vegetables. There was not enough chickens and cows to go around to be able to sustain that. But now that it's industrialized, yeah, you can get a piece of chicken, piece of fish at any time of the day or night in certain cities.
How fast they grow them though.
Exactly. That's unnatural. Like, you couldn't do it that way, that quick, all the time, everywhere you look. That's a lot of chickens. That's a lot of fish. That's a lot of beef. That's a lot of cows. Definitely. So 80-20 is the natural way to live. It's I try to stay closer to the Mediterranean diet as much as I can. But I'm human. So you're going to take steps off the path. Just get right back on and keep pushing.
Okay, you got a few more questions in there.
Okay, let's see what we got. Oh yeah. Gloss girls, level up fashion and debonair beards. Like, we big up whoever we can. Go ahead and check my boy out.
Definitely gonna check him out. That's on Instagram, I'm assuming.
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely. So the regimen, Ms. Davis, that I would recommend if you're having some inflammation would be at a minimum of 2. But because of me working with my guy, Matt, because I'm working with my guy, Matt, I'm sorry, I just saw a text on my phone and it got me I almost bust out laughing. So my apologies. So Miss Davis, you can get 2, but we're starting to sell the golden milk as a box itself. So all we ship right now currently is the big box, but coming soon in about a week, we're going to have what we call a golden box. That is just golden milk that we'll ship as well. For those that really just want to focus on inflammation, rheumatism, and arthritis. Not that the other things wouldn't help with that, but for those that want to focus on that. So that's what I can offer you soon. But we can also talk about if you want to customize the big box to get more golden milk in it, you can get up to 4. But it usually comes with either one Seamoss and one elderberry, or 2 elderberries or 2 Seamosses. Just the way we have it set up in terms of the logistics, the business side of it. So definitely go check us out. www.NotWeOurselves.com. Corey, if you don't mind putting it in the chat, you can check out the website.
And the big box contains 6 different things, right? Yeah.
6 16-ounce bottles. Like I said, it's going to have and I have to update the website. We're doing all this by hand. We hand grown over here. So if there's anything that isn't, as it should be, send us an email, hit the website, send us the email. We'll definitely get right on top of it. So that you'll be able to customize it the way you want to, but it's going to contain, you have to get either 1 elderberry or Seamoss, or 2 Seamosses or 2 elderberries, if that makes sense. Then the rest will be milks and teas, and you can customize them as you need to. Like I said, I think I got to go and make some updates, but traditionally it's going to come with the standard one is 1 elderberry, 1 Seamoss, 2 golden milks, and 2 melanin milks.
Quick question.
Yes, sir.
You have customers in the DMV area, right?
Yes.
And how do you take care of those customers? Because I think you do something a little bit different with them, right? Or do you ship to all of them also?
Nah, we pull up on you. If you're in the DMV, we're going to pull up on you. Unless you're too far, then we might not. Because for me, what I really want to get to is monthly subscriptions. So, it's delivery on a Friday or a Sunday to all of my customers.
And so talking about the monthly subscription, I know that's something you're looking to do in the future. Would it be something that's going to be customized every time, or how would you do that? Would you do it based on go ahead.
We can work it out. Absolutely. We can work it out. We can work it out and make it customized, so you get the options of what you choose. You choose it at least a week in advance, if not, a month in advance. And the thoughts I had is doing either 1 or 2 weekly drop-offs. You can sign up for it to get bi-weekly or get a monthly drop-off. And, you obviously got to pay in advance, but and the thoughts are to have it at least for 3-month intervals. So you pay in advance for 3 months. It's coming to you every week, like clockwork. Because of the shipping boxes that we have, if you're not home, and if it was the summertime, it'd still be insulated. Obviously, you can't let it sit out there for a whole day. But, if we drop it off at 12 and you don't get there till 8, because it's insulated, it'll be fine.
Well insulated, I may add, because I don't know if everybody on here saw the video, but really well insulated. The video is it's on my page, so you can check it out. As a matter of fact, it's the last video that I did. I mean, really well insulated. And he shipped the first one here back in the summer. I mean, I'm like in Mississippi, down south, it's hot, and it was cold. It was really cold. So yeah.
Yeah, we had a few incidents when we were, working it out with whether it was we had some broken items or things didn't get there the way they wanted to. So we had to figure out exactly how to do it if we were going to ship. And if it didn't work out, then we was just going to say, hey, sorry, we appreciate the love and that you love our products, but right now we haven't figured out the logistics. So we're not going to just waste our money, waste your time, waste your money by sending products that we can't make sure that they get to you. And Ms. Davis, I see that you asked how far do we ship. If you go to the website and you put your address in, if it allows you to go forward, it means that we ship there. If it tells you, if you start to put your address in and it says no, it means that we don't currently ship there. I don't know all of the states, but I want to say for the most part, we are on the eastern seaboard of the United States. So all up the East Coast, for the most part, that's where we're shipping. A little bit south and a little bit west, a little bit north and a little bit west, but not too far. My goal is this: it has to get to you in 2 days. It has to get to you in 2 days with ease. And if it can, then we'll ship it without adding any additional costs. Now, we've talked about, what if somebody says, I don't care, just ship it to me? We can have that conversation. You can email us and say, hey, what will it cost to get it here in 2 days? How much, or do you need to, what do you need to do differently to get it to us in a certain amount of time, the same amount of time? But because we're here, they can't guarantee 2 days. And if you want to pay the cost, then we'll ship it, you know, because it may be that the cost to ship might equal the product cost or a little bit more. And so, you know, that's not something we're going to set up naturally. But we did have some internal discussions about just setting everything up so you can see what that number looks like. But I'm more inclined to wait and, you know, till there's an actual need, you know, where so somebody in Idaho says, look, we got 25 people that want to order and they don't care what it costs. Okay, let's talk about it. Let's figure it out. But until that happens, I'm gonna ship to places where I'm comfortable with, you know, the product being able to be there in like 2 days.
Okay. Ms. Davis asks, how far are you able to ship the product? I guess you kind of answered that with
I saw
that
it
question.
in the chat.
Yeah. I guess that's and then she said she had to go to milk my Achilles tendons, and I remember you telling me she run at least 3 times a week. So and it did wonders for her. Okay, what else you want to mention about it, Will?
Man, there's more products to come, so stick with us on all our platforms. Again, NotWeOurselves.com, NotWeOurselves on YouTube, NotWeOurselves on Instagram, NotWeOurselves on Anchor, and we do have a subsidiary of NotWeOurselves, and it is entitled Kissed by the Most High. It's going to focus on shea butters, body butters, lip balms, salves, salve, as well as we have a hair oil, which my friend Gerard and some other people have used, and it's amazing. The hair oil is amazing for what it does. I wish I had known about it years ago. I'd have been able to keep a little bit more on top, but it is amazing in a lot of ways. But you know, even getting so stay tuned to the different things we have coming up. Please go and subscribe to our YouTube page. Please go and follow us on Instagram and and so that way you'll get updates when the podcasts come out, etc. And if you go on our website, we're going to have a newsletter come out to those that have subscribed for and put their email into the system so that we can, you know, just let them know about different things we got going on, as well as just like some health updates, like how much water do you actually need to drink a day? What fruits and vegetables are native to your area, things like that. So yeah, I appreciate the opportunity. I need to get my YouTube page going, but kind of busy, but I'm gonna get to it. No excuses.
She says, what form of shipping do you use? I think you use FedEx for mine?
No, I use UPS.
UPS? Okay. We get so many packages, I don't know what's what. The elderberry.
Yes, sir.
That's one of the questions one of my friends had. How much of that did you, I know how much you take, but let them know how much you take.
So again, you can take elderberry however you want to. I just want to say that a lot of things you can take how you want to. The dosage information is for someone's peace of mind. More than anything is for your peace of mind. So, and your body will let you know if you've taken too much, but what will happen from you taking too much elderberry is just you'll be in the bathroom. Like there's no adverse side effects like, you know, you'll feel sick. Nah, it's just going to run through you. My daughter will be making t-shirts in the near future. And one of the things I always say, and Corey knows about this jokingly, but in a matter of fact way, is that we should be input output like babies. When a baby eats, especially if they're fed breast milk, input output. Nothing hangs around. It comes in, it comes back out, straight like that, and that's how we should be. So t-shirts, input output. But yeah, so to answer the question, you can drink it how you want to, but we say 1 tablespoon if you're not sick. And if you are sick, you can take 1 tablespoon up to 4 times a day. But some people pour that in the glass and just drink it.
Wow, the whole thing?
Not the whole thing, but they might pour a shot, a bigger shot, a half a shot, a double shot, and just drink it. So it's up to you.
All right.
The website I was talking about, Ms. Davis, is ours. Those that sent us an email on our website, that's where the newsletter will come out. So if you go to the website and you just put in, it's going to give you an option to put in your email for subscriptions to, you know, the what is the word I'm trying to say, to the newsletter that we're going to put out, just to give you some general health and wellness information about ourselves, and just general information about health and wellness and what you should do and what you should look out for, and just information to know. Because unfortunately, there's a lot of information that has been lost. And I'm a segue this into, this is Not We Ourselves related as well. So one of the things I talked about in our inner circle and also in my home is, I really want to interview our elders and our ancestors that are still here in the land of the living, and just let them talk. You know, just take somebody's nana, somebody's grandmother, somebody's mima, and sit them down, somebody's pop, and just let them talk about what their experiences were, you know, how they lived, what education was like to them, what marriage means to them, where they worked versus being an entrepreneur. And just really, because personally, I love to listen to that. Just to sit at the table, sit around and just listen to them tell the stories about what they have lived through, what they have been through. And as I've started to ask people, man, there's some stories out there that would blow your mind. There's some stories out there that would keep you captivated from word 1 to word 17,000, that you can't move, because it's like, wow, you went through all of that. Yeah, I never knew. I see this woman every day. I see this man every day. His story is a living movie. So that's one of the things I'm looking forward to doing, and don't even know how it's all going to work, but I know it's going to work. So I'm looking forward to doing that, because those stories will be amazing. So please stay with us on all platforms, because when things like that come out, you definitely want to take a chance to, you want to have access to it. So definitely follow us on all platforms, because those are the different things we have in mind and thoughts we have about what to do. And so, yeah, it's going to happen.
All right. I don't know if we have any more questions. I don't know if you had anything else you want to mention, Will.
Man, just that, you know, the basis of everything we do is we try to put the Most High first. Everything else comes second. And that is the mantra that we live by. Like I said, the name is Not We Ourselves, and it comes from the scripture that says that he has made us and not we ourselves, which means we're dependent, we're not independent, and we recognize the fact that we're dependent beings, and we rely on him for everything. And so just wanted to close with that. If there's no additional questions, thank everybody for tuning in for sure. Appreciate you, Corey, for having us. And I appreciate that fire video, because man, that's an advertisement in itself.
I didn't think anything about it, but if you say so.
Man, listen, so the message I got that almost caused me to burst into laughter, said, man, he said, man, Corey's video is the greatest advertisement you could have.
That video?
Like, okay. Yeah, because it's something that is healthy, but you chugged it with ease, and you didn't look to be in distress at all. So
it tastes like a milkshake, so it ain't hard.
So trying to explain that to somebody, I could explain that to them, right? Or I could point them to your video. If I'm trying to tell anybody about what Seamoss does for your face, the voicemail that the Persina's co-worker left, I don't need to talk. Like, you can hear it in her voice. She's like, her skin is radiant. Sir, please call me. I need to talk to you. I need radiant skin as well. So like, those two things are standalone items that will speak for themselves about, you know, the products and the benefits of those things that the Most High has given us.
Right. Well, you got me want to go try it out now myself. I know my sister been using it again, but
yeah, man. Hey, listen, if nothing else, your skin is going to be tighter and softer. You're going to notice that. But that's the baseline. But above that is it's going to be hydrated. It's going to be clearer. It's going to be cleaner. And you're going to notice the difference big time.
I can imagine. I definitely can imagine. All right. If that's it, we're going to close out. Thank you guys for joining us once again for a day in the life of Corey. And we're out.
Appreciate you, Corey.
Yeah, thank you for coming on.